Coming up on NT Daily News, sexual harassment claims have led to a lawsuit by UNT professor.
Plus, a key witness in the Geiger trial was fatally shot in his apartment complex parking lot.
And we'll tell you about more about a major retail chain no longer selling e-cigarettes.
Journalism at the University of North Texas. This is NT Daily News.
UNT and one of its professors will have to settle their differences in court. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dinah Davis.
And I'm Van Malone. NT Daily's Reese Conkle has more on how the university is dealing with the pending lawsuit.
UNT Professor of Communication Justin Trudeau is suing the university for over $100,000, claiming a breach of contract by the school. The lawsuit, filed by Trudeau, says several students reported sexually inappropriate comments made by the tenured professor on end-of-course evaluations in December of 2018. The accusations led to an investigation by the Office of Equal Opportunity Director, Christina Brody. Brody and her committee decided Trudeau's punishment, which includes no opportunity for a merit pay raise and removing him from teaching a summer class. Trudeau and his legal team claim Brody did not complete a fair and thorough investigation. In an email to NT Daily TV, Trudeau's lawyer said Professor Trudeau attempted for almost 2 years to resolve the issue within the confines of official UNT channels. The lawsuit was the last option. The university says it's aware of the pending lawsuit and stands by its handling of Professor Trudeau. Reese Conkle, NT Daily News.
Denton police caution, make sure you know the person on the other side before you open the door. Officer says a young man is knocking on doors to try to break in and assault women. The man is described to be in his late 20s and 5'10" to 6 feet tall. People are having reporting these incidents range from the ages of 20 to 25. There have been 3 separate incidents since last summer. As of now, no one has suffered any injuries or assault, but it's still important to remain cautious.
A key witness in the murder trial of former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger was fatally shot in his apartment complex parking lot. Joshua Brown was a neighbor of shooting victim Botham John. John was sitting in his apartment in September 2018 when Geiger walked inside and fatally shot him. The attorney for John's family said Brown's mother confirmed his death. Dallas police responded to a call from shooting a Brown's apartment complex Friday night. They found him lying on the parking lot with gunshot wounds. He was taken to a hospital where he died. Witnesses said they had heard gunshots and saw a car speed out of the parking lot. Police say there's no information on the suspect.
This month, the Texas A&M University system announced a ban on e-cigarettes. This includes all 11 of its campuses and 8 state agencies ran by the system. This comes after the CDC has warned people to stop using the products and President Trump's proposal on a ban on them. I found out illnesses related to vaping are happening here in Denton too.
Patients with lung injuries from vaping across the country. Now, the Denton Community Health Department reports 3 cases here at home. In each of these cases, patients experience lung issues such as shortness of breath and injury to the lungs. Many of these patients are between the ages of 18 and 34.
There currently haven't been any consistent products or oils or pods that have been linked together as the cause of injury. So we are recommending not vaping at this time.
Health department official says that if you have a lingering cough for more than a week, you should visit your healthcare provider. Vaping is also known as a substitution for smoking cigarettes. It's advertised to be less harmful, but in the light of recent health problems, the CDC says that might not be the case. Big Tech's Vapor Shop manager, Pixie, says vaping isn't the problem.
And it's like a new prohibition. You're going to need to ban alcohol, you're going to need to ban cigarettes, you're going to have to ban anything that is remotely, quote, harmful.
Vaping may seem scary to some, but UNT student Kayla Musgrove says a vaping ban is a new scare tactic.
Personally, I know when you vape so much, you can kind of get what's called a head high or a vape high, and basically you get lightheaded, and then after hitting it for a while, you get shortness of breath. But I've never had anything where I feel super intense chest pains or anything.
For Musgrove, vaping started as a social activity, but over the years, it has helped her with everyday life.
I have an oral fixation. So when I was younger, I used to chew gum, and then my teeth kind of got sensitive, so vaping is another fixation I can have. It gives my mouth something to do, and it kind of helps me stay focused.
Musgrove says that she hasn't had any bad experiences, when it comes to vaping.
According to the CDC, there are over 1,000 lung injuries reporting and 18 confirmed deaths nationwide. Walgreens will stop selling e-cigarettes. The pharmacy chain announced it will stop selling the products due to, quote, developing regulation in a number of states and municipalities. The law comes as government struggles with questions of how to regulate vaping products after several deaths have been blamed on them. Walmart made a similar announcement last month. Walgreens would continue to sell traditional cigarettes.
It's October, which means flu season has officially started. During the 2018-2019 flu season, Denton County saw over 200 positive cases of influenza, 49 hospitalizations, and 1 pediatric death. There was also 12 reports of flu-related death the year before, according to the Denton County Public Health Department. In order to fight the virus this year, the health department urges you to get vaccinated as early as possible. Jennifer Rainey with the health department says it takes about 2 weeks for the vaccine to take effect, so the quicker you get it, the better. There have also been 10 positive cases of the flu so far this season. Residents can go to any local pharmacy to receive a vaccination.
This week is Mental Health Awareness Week. NT Daily's Jeremy Beadling sat down with UNT alumni who recently released a book about dealing with depression.
UNT alumni Joshua Farah wrote his new book, Real Pain in Real Time, to hopefully reach others who are dealing with the pain of depression.
It's really based on a personal story. You know, my dealings with depression, anxiety, and suicide, being able to not just share my story, but to also let somebody out there know that, hey, it's relatable. I can understand. You're not by yourself. That was definitely one of the major inspirations for me writing this.
Okpara knows firsthand the struggles of dealing with depression and anxiety, as he talks about in his new book.
I was about 14 years old, dealing with depression, dealing with actually more so bullying that led to the depression. I was in a stage in my life where I really didn't know how to deal with it. I understood that I was going through pain, but I did not really know how to handle that level of pain. I felt isolated. But part of me wanted to be isolated at the same time. It was a very, very tough way, you know. I felt isolated because growing up in a Christian home, I've always been told, give it all to God, pray to God. So I felt like I couldn't go to my family because they would just see me as a problem rather than somebody who needs a solution.
With these life experiences, Okpara tries to reach people at his church and people in need of help with a message of hope.
If you can not kill your potential, if you can really see past all of this and say, hey, you know what, nothing is permanent, I can get through this, then I can be able to move forward and see what the future can bring.
Reporting for NT Daily News, I'm Jeremy Beadling.
You can find Okpara's book on Amazon or at Barnes & Noble's bookstore. If you or a loved one is struggling with mental health issues, don't be afraid to get help. The University of North Texas offers free counseling service. In the event of a life-threatening emergency, please call 911.
Getting up and walking around is often something a lot of us take for granted. That was not the case at Parkinson's Moving Day this Saturday. NT Daily's Roger Akana tells us why movement is something to cherish.
There was a period of time I felt sorry for myself.
That's what Michael Dotson says he felt when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease a little over a year ago. Since then, his outlook has changed drastically, and Parkinson's Moving Day is one of the main reasons for the positive shift. Moving Day brought out dozens of caretakers and family members of people dealing with Parkinson's to Lone Star Park in Grand Prairie. Physical therapist Valerie Johnson helped lead the festivities. Johnson's connection to the disease was forged before she was even born.
My grandfather had Parkinson's. He had early onset Parkinson's, and I never got to meet him. He died before I was born. But I feel like I'm called to do it partially because of that, but also just the work is just so rewarding, and that really motivates me.
An event like this, you feel so much love. Everybody's supportive. They know somebody, they either have somebody, they're a caregiver of somebody that has Parkinson's. So you walk out here feeling good, saying, one day they'll find a cure for this.
Roger Ancona, NT Daily News.
Parkinson's Moving Day raised over $100,000 for the Parkinson's Foundation.
Coming up, learn about why House Democrats will subpoena a U.S. ambassador in Trump's impeachment probe.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Boom. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Boom. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Boom.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York.
House Democrats say they will now subpoena the U.S. ambassador to the European Union. The White House blocked Ambassador Gordon Sondland from testifying before Congress Tuesday in the Democrats' impeachment probe. Sondland was scheduled to testify before 3 House committees in a closed-door meeting. His attorney said that the ambassador had no choice but to comply with the White House demands and that he is, quote, profoundly disappointed. Sondland is a Trump donor who the president appointed as an EU ambassador in 2018. Democrats wanted to ask him about text messages he was a part of. The messages show how a potential Ukrainian investigation was linked to a desired meeting between Ukraine's president and Trump. House Democrats are considering extreme precautions to protect the identity of the whistleblower who filed a complaint against President Trump, and the impeachment investigation is expanding. Reed Binion has the latest.
It was a perfect call. It's just a scam. This is a scam by the Democrats to try and win an election that they're not going to win in 2020.
President Trump sticking to his story when it comes to facing the impeachment investigation against him, claiming he did nothing wrong when he suggested Ukraine's president investigate the Bidens.
I think it's very sad for our country. I think it makes it harder to do my job.
Now, new details are coming out about the now infamous July 25th phone call. Energy Secretary Rick Perry says he wasn't on it, but says he did urge Trump to make it.
I asked the president multiple times, Mr. President, we think it is in the United States and in Ukraine's best interest.
Perry says during those conversations, the Bidens were never brought up. Now, concerns are growing over protecting the identity of the whistleblower, especially if they choose to talk face-to-face with Congress, which has House intelligence and lawyers for the whistleblower mulling over certain extreme precautions, like the possibility of using a secret off-site location, limiting the people who would be present, and even disguising the person's image and voice. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Lawyers of the original whistleblower say they now represent others coming forward in a connection with Trump's dealings with Ukraine. Democrats leading the impeachment inquiry seem to have the support of the American public. A new survey conducted by the Washington Post and George Mason University shows 58% of Americans are in favor of the investigation. That's more than 20% higher. That's more than 20 points higher than in July. At that point, the Mueller report had been published, but the whistleblower report was not yet public. That latter report brought attention to a phone call where Trump asked the president of Ukraine to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son. The call took place shortly after he withheld military aid to the country, which 58% of respondents said matters a lot or a great deal. 86% of Democrats support the inquiry, with 57% of the independent voters and almost 3 in 10 Republicans also on board. Almost half of the respondents say they hope the House votes to remove Trump from office.
President Trump has decided to pull troops out of Syria, sparking a lot of controversy. Trump's latest decision received backlash from both Democrats and the GOP. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has urged the president to reverse his decision, saying America's interests are best served through leadership, not retreat. Speaker Nancy Pelosi also expressed her disapproval for the move. Pulling out of Syria gives Turkey the ability to attack the U.S.-based Kurds, who has been an ally of the U.S. in the fight against ISIS. China will suspend streaming of NBA preseason games after Rockets general manager expressed support of the pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong. 2 NBA preseason games held in China were planned to be broadcast in the country until a recent tweet from Rockets general manager Daryl Morey supporting pro-democracy protests surfaced. Several Chinese businesses have cut ties with the Rockets because of his remarks. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver's support of Morey have led to the cancellation of the broadcast and jeopardized the NBA's relationship with China.
LGBTQ supporters marched toward the Supreme Court this morning to express their opinions about major cases involving gay and transgender rights. 3 civil rights cases on the current docket discuss whether or not employers are free to fire employees based on if they are gay or transgender. LGBTQ rights advocates claim a title in the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits discrimination based on sex, which should include people who identify as transgender. However, the Trump administration argued Title VII does not protect individuals who are discriminated against based on sexual orientation or gender identity. Rulings in the case are not expected to come until next year.
Coming up, learn about the recognition that UNT is getting for its strides in diversity.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
UNT athletics has seen a run of success over the last few years. I explore how UNT gained such an unprecedented success. The Loveless and McNatt family's practice facility is the newest addition to the UNT Athletic Village. Along with Apogee Stadium, these are a few of the sports complexes that loom over the Denton skyline. Against the University of Houston, the home crowd at Apogee Stadium broke an attendance record with 30,123 people. UNT Sports has been on the rise since the hiring of Athletic Director Ren Baker in the summer of 2016. The highlight of his tenure so far being 2017 to 2018 year, which saw conference championships in women's soccer, volleyball, and football in the Western Division of Conference USA. The men's basketball team also won the CBI championship in the spring of 2018. Baker's Light the Tower plan is a 20-year-long plan that is designed to take UNT athletics to the next level. The first step in the plan is the completion of the indoor practice facility, which can be found west of Apogee Stadium. Another step of the plan is the new soccer and track and field stadium, which is set to be opened in the spring of 2019.
As a community, I am confident that we're going to accomplish great things. Together, we're going to build an elite program that excels academically and athletically.
Yet another symbol of the revival of UNT sports is the Greene Statue outside of Apogee.
The 12-foot-tall bronze statue not only immortalized the NFL Hall of Famer, but also highlights the 1966 to 1968 football team, who had a combined record of 23-5.
It feels great, honestly, because, you know, you take pride in your school, so you obviously take pride in your sports team. So when they're doing good, it makes you feel good. I think it'll bring in a lot more recruits. I mean, recruits see all this nice stuff that they have for them available, and, you know, they'll love it, might make our teams better. So, yeah, I'm excited. As long as it's helping our program, like, why not?
With the Light the Tower master plan coming into fruition and the spotlight growing by the day, the future looks bright for UNT. In Denton.
The next athletic event here in Denton is the softball game versus Weatherford College at 6 p.m.
UNT continues to gain national recognition for its diversity and inclusion. For the second consecutive year, Insight into Diversity magazine gave UNT the Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award. The annual award is a national honor that recognizes U.S. colleges and universities for outstanding efforts in diversity and inclusion. UNT featured with 92 other recipients in the November 2019 issue. UNT achieved a record-breaking fundraising amount for the third straight year. A total of $61 million for fiscal year 2019 was brought in by UNT, including a single record high of $31 million for a single gift. UNT gained momentum in almost every area, from boosting the number of enrollments and graduates to increasing research, expenditures, and student retention. The fundraising efforts will help UNT provide better support for students and faculty.
Coming up, we'll tell you about how a fire prevention campaign that helps aim to save lives.
Oh, thank you. Did you see anyone brought this? Did you lose this? Thanks for helping us. No problem. Is this your nurse? You're welcome.
We do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 5 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Fires kill more than 3,000 people every year nationwide. Denton's fire department is using the annual Fire Prevention Week to let people know what changes they can make to stay safe. NTD's Brianna Adams is live at the Fire Station 5.
Tonight at 6, firefighters here at Station 5 will host a community open event so people can see the day-to-day operations of the firehouse. I went to Station 6 myself last night and learned a few fire safety and prevention tips.
If you're not prepared for a fire, if you don't know what to do, then things aren't going to go as well as it would if you were prepared and had a plan.
As part of National Fire Prevention Week, these guys want everyone to have a plan.
One of Denton's younger locals, Dominic Marks, went to the open house with his parents and younger brother Dean to see fire trucks, but left having experienced much more.
I look at the medical staff, the living room, the back of the ambulance, all the stuff. It looked like a little hospital.
It wasn't all fire trucks and ambulances, though. This year's Fire Prevention Week theme is Not Every Hero Wears a Cape, Plan and Practice Your Escape. So attendees leave with homework to search for their fire escape and go over escape plans with their parents.
Definitely my favorite part is all the kids that come out. Just see their faces whenever they're going through the fire truck.
Captain Eddington says staying calm, Acting fast and knowing your escape before a fire occurs is key to staying safe.
Safety plans and fire prevention events, while fun, aren't just for school children. Fires affect all ages, so it is important to have a plan in place in case one does occur. Visit nfpa.org for more information on how you can best prepare yourself. Again, that is nfpa.org. For reporting live in Denton, Brianna Adams, NT Daily News.
The chirping of crickets is something you probably only hear at nighttime, unless you're in North Texas at this time of the year. Cricket swarms were seen at different buildings across the UNT campus. Cricket numbers appear to be highest in August and September when a summer drought is broken by rainfall or cooler weather. According to the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, field crickets' eggs are laid in the fall, and a single cricket may lay from 150 to 400 eggs. Outdoor lighting is the biggest cause of cricket infestation around buildings, so reducing outdoor lights is the most important step in controlling the problem.
That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time for NT Daily News.